feel compelled to press this roulette comment button. So we're gonna watch a movie? You can pick one from Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, we even have Netflix, so there are a lot of options to pick from. Oh yeah? How's about we watch, oh, yeah. Fox and the Hound 2. It'd be like two best friends watching a movie about two best friends. We're gonna watch this. Can't we, like, watch the original Fox and the Hound? We could, but I heard this one has them focus more on their friendship more than the other one, which has them split at the end. Unlike us, best friends. But this one, I heard it was really bad though. Oh, come on. A cartoon film about two best friends can't be that bad. I don't know what this is! I can't comprehend the absurdity that's befallen before my eyes! No! I've told you to stop looking 8 times already! Friend! Ah! Don't you forget me! I won't!
Was a day I found it won't be the same.
And I've never forgotten you, have I? Okay, Forrest G. Wolfie. I'll take a look at Fox and the Hound 2. For best friend Jay. For best friend Jay. The Fox and the Hound 2, a 2006 animated sequel to the original. Now, some are gonna think otherwise and be on the opposing end of the stick here, but The Fox and the Hound isn't a huge favorite of mine. I like it, I really do. I just think it's a very mediocre film for what Disney has shown themselves to do in the past. It's a great story though, I'd recommend it to anybody who just so happened to not see it. Most of the characters are likable, the story is really good. Sometimes the jokes don't really hit as well as they should, but they're still worth a chuckle, and quite a few emotional moments were added. Now, after all I just said about the original, let's compare it to its sequel. You could take this movie and do some calculations. X over 5 by 3/4. Just subtract it! Subtract the entire thing! Subtract what made it good! Then combine a little bit of Southern culture with Todd and Copper, then KABLAM! Fox and the Hound 2! Direct to video! This 70-minute movie was released on December 12th, 2006. It stars Reba McEntire, who later wrote the song I'm a Survivor after watching the full film for herself. Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing, Jeff Foxworthy, Jim Cummings, Rob Paulson, and other actors you might recognize from other famous works. Well, let's watch this movie now. I'll try not to hound on it too much.
There you are, Todd. Shh, I found one.
So the film starts off with a decent intro. Looks promising. And I want to point out that the animation quality is the best you can get. If you watch it with the best video resolution, then it's almost flawless.
Sure is ugly. I can smell its evil breath from here. No, that's me. I had socks for lunch.
It begins with them messing around and then going to catch a cricket, who is way too happy when he's being chased by a dog and a fox. And when Copper fails to catch it, he starts to hate himself.
I I can't do nothing right. Well, that's not true. You're...
Because they were chasing a cricket. They notice trucks coming along and go to see that they are for the upcoming fair, which includes a van with the singing strays vocalizing inside. Copper tries to lean in, but falls off the cliff onto the road unharmed, but in the way of an oncoming truck. He's then saved by Todd, only to complain more about how his life sucks.
Uh-oh. Time for my hunting lesson. Hey, maybe I'll be good at hunting.
Copper then reflects those feelings after he sets a goal for himself to be the huntingest puppy ever when he goes home to train or something. I don't know.
Hi, Chief. Ready for my lesson?
Oh, playing nursemaid to a pup when I should be a practicing for the contest.
You're the best hunting dog in the whole county.
Well, I reckon it's true.
Okay, from a first glance, this scene differs from the interactions Chief and Copper had in the first movie. Taking place around where this movie does, they have a sort of relationship where Chief heavily dislikes him for taking his place as the hunter's right-hand dog, and Copper taking to him right away but being cautious and over-anxious when Todd's in Chief's barrel because he's wary of his temper. This just looks like Betty Ann talking to Cindy Lou about the dress she's wearing to a formal gathering. Even when you remember this scene, it still shows how out of character they are. Anyway, they have this chase session as training for the contest with some oh so funny slapstick.
Away from my Todd.
I told you not to die from a series of unfortunate events on my property.
That mangy hound of yours just cost me a bucket of milk.
Bad dog, Copper. You are a very bad dog.
Wow. That's a good job they did on portraying 62% of all animal owners. Amos tells Copper to forget about the fair as he's not ready to be a hunter. Todd comes and persuades him to go to the fair in hopes he'll find something for him to be good at. When they're there, they hear the singing strays in a barn rehearsing.
Darn this one-horse, two-bit, three-timing fair!
What's your profanity?
Dixie, one of the leads, decides to bail because of the barn they're rehearsing in, so they get up on stage without her and do a show for the people. Who in the world would want to watch a bunch of dogs barking with Seth Green playing some bluegrass on a banjo? Turns out the humans can only hear them barking, but the animals can hear them actually sing.
Like the sun and blue skies, we're in harmony.
Copper starts getting in the rhythm, singing in barks and such. Cash hears him and decides he's great, picks him up and puts him on stage. Child abduction!
Bread down home, true sweet.
Ugh. Oh no, it's not me, Hermie. It's on the TV. Get off! Well, that happened. The crowd starts clapping as they finish their song, with a huge applause at the end.
Listen to them, Cash. They love that number.
That song is hokey. They're clapping for this little puppy.
Oh, yeah?
No, they were clapping for the tap dancing twin dogs. In fact, you had a fine audience before they clapped for you, as they probably done over and over. Why do you think it's because you picked a fan from the audience?
You got pipes of gold.
You sure do.
Oh, Swallowing your food must be a pain in the neck. Cash thanks Copper for his performing abilities, telling him he has a future in show business and to come back in a couple years. This leads Todd McLeod to apprise him he's actually good at something. The singing strays walk into Dixie, who heard they replaced her, and she is furious of the whole situation. Cash teases her by saying Copper sang as good as her.
You don't mean to tell me that wet behind the ears puppy could ever take my place in a band?
Well, what do you think I'm saying?
You better not be saying what I think you're saying.
I think you know what I think I'm saying.
Hey everybody who's watching this! It's a friendship film! A film about friendship! Dixie quits the troupe, leaving Cash to have to try and find another talent. And just take a minute, can you guess who it'll be? Who will be the lucky dog person? That's right, Danny Thomas! Not by a long shot, it's Copper, you... This film was supposed to be a shift in character. What I mean is, if you remember, the first one was mainly focused on the fox. This one is more to do with the hound dog. Except the first one was a story that contained actual heart-tugging moments, which made the movie. This one has Copper joining a Rascal Flatts fan club. What kind of plot is that? So, a guy, revealed to be a talent scout, comes to the fair looking for a good show. Keep this in mind because it's important. It switches to Todd and Copper riding on a 3D Ferris wheel.
Yeehaw! Alright! Mr. Cash!
Kid, I saw how blissful you look singing. That had to be the best time you...
Now we know where the budget went. Cash gives Copper the choice to be in the band. He jumps at the offer but resists a bit because of Todd's obvious jealousy.
Well, Todd can be in the band too, right?
Can you sing, kid?
Of course he can sing. We're in high.
If you love me, let me go.
He's instead given a job to pick up after Copper, which he takes hesitantly.
Oh, come on, Todd. It's gonna be great. Well, okay.
I always accept rather unpleasant tasks with my eyes crossed. Dixie is mad after Cash fires her for Copper and relays her frustration to Zelda, her assistant, played by Kath Soucie, who voiced... And that's just the Disney rules. Zelda is the only Bronx accent in this town in Tennessee.
Ah, don't get your collar in a bunch, Dixie. Pitch a fur ball.
So there's diversity, people! Stop calling in with complaints! After a brief introduction we should have gotten long before, Cash begs to ask the question just to make sure if Todd is really a stray, cause of obvious reasons. Todd cuts in for him and confirms this is true. After getting into a mess of trouble, literally, Cop is about to go on stage.
Don't forget, fireworks smack at sundown. It's a promise.
When Dixie spots him, the one that stole her spotlight.
Psst, little darling. Come on in.
Run away!
Dixie wants to talk to you.
Get out! She says she wants to give him what she calls her secret success. Peanut butter, dang it! And he's completely incapable of singing after because it gets stuck in his mouth. So Todd goes and grabs a whole cow with a shooting distance of 15 feet to help.
All right.
Dairy works great against heartburn. Contributing factor to acne, but I mean, come on. We've got those milk bags in Canada. In private, Zelda tries to influence Todd about his friend growing tired of him before it goes back to Cash finding out about the peanut butter incident. Then firing her again?
You are through.
Well, getting rid of me ain't gonna be so easy, Cash.
Oh, you know what this film really needed? Running gags!
We are headed for the big time, and I got a big time song to take us there.
You were headed for the pound, dog. No one wanted you around, dog.
Anyways, during the song that Cash is singing, he doesn't let Copper meet Todd for the fireworks that we're going to see, resulting in some, conflicts!
Too busy for your best friend? It's not like that, Todd. Cash said I had to let everyone see me. Cash said. Who cares about Cash?
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Todd is told by Dixie that they're now in the same boat through a song. He then tells her that if it weren't for him saying he was a stray, that this mess wouldn't have happened. Dixie then puts a plan she has into action. The next scene is Cop listening to this guy over ear reminisce about the first time he met Dixie and discovered their talent or whatever. But it just feels drawn out, as the two are anything but likable characters in this film. It's just like they were first conceived on the drawing board at Disney as minor characters to make one appearance, and then one director guy said, you know what would be the best idea for this film? Make them the second main characters with a love/hate relationship. And then John's just like, okay, so do you want to do this idea before or after the Wild? The third wheels go to where Copper lives and plan to lead Amos, Copper's owner, to the fair and get him back. So to do that, Todd gets into Chief's doghouse and riles up Chief. Ensue chase scene! Someone put their time and effort into this. Through the chaos and flames, not literal flames, the gang eventually end up in the barn where they are performing.
Dixie, what have you done?
I especially like the part where Cash blames a victim who narrowly escaped death for causing mass destruction at a fair.
Shame, shame, shame. You destroyed this barn so you could get a new one built. Ill-gotten gains is what it was, ill-gotten gains.
My arm! I can't feel my body!
Ain't it funny how greed and ill-gotten gains can turn someone? You didn't even think about how your animals felt about all this.
Oh my gondola, my animals! Someone save my cow Clarabelle!
I can't take anymore. I don't book no circuses.
Whoa, Aladdin! Easter egg, write that down! After all this, everyone is incredibly disappointed. Cash fires Copper and tells him to go home, then Granny Rose leaves, then Waylon and Floyd. Do you remember their names? I didn't. I had to search them up on the internet that we all know and love. Okay, exceptions to love can be made. The saddest moments in Disney movies always put a tear in my eye. Like not being able to display their talents for the needless profit. So she goes to Copper and says that leading Chief to him was her idea, not Todd's.
I guess I just lost sight of what's really important.
Quick question, what was really important? Because I couldn't find anything that mattered at all. The entire concept of singing dogs that aren't even capable of carrying out speech shouldn't have happened. Anyway, Todd and Copper make up, and using the hat the talent scout lost, Copper is going to track him down and then try his talent for hunting. After a long chase, about everyone is all together at a diner trying to make up or something.
Way to go, Copper!
Cash, are you all right?
No, are you alright? I'm fine. What in tarnation?
There's one! A rare meme! Yui! Anyway, they audition on top of a car, and the talent scout comes out to hear them.
You're a hand and a glove, an example
I mean, what better way to display your talent than in The Fox and the Hound 2? Nothing can amount. The clouds parted and the sun shined, and the singing strays were finally aligned. Like Cain and Abel. Like Cain and Abel. But when Todd is walking away as his job is done, Copper runs to tell him he can't go with the band because they've got crickets to chase.
All the memories. They just keep coming back to me.
The day you slipped away was a day I found it won't be the same. Oh,
I even remember us being 5 years old. 2006. This movie's release. We went down to the creek and we found some snails originating from France and we ate them whole. And he got sick and I made sure he didn't throw up in the river because it was the other guy's land and he even scurried us off the property, but that was one of the fondest memories of my life. Yeah, you're right, Harmony. It never happened. Everybody gets what they truly wanted. Except everybody. Also, what? The end. Now, the pacing of it wasn't that bad, but I feel as if some moments such as the carnival and the musical scenes were just drawn out for so long. But then it picks him up again and you completely forget them. I didn't like the plot. It's incredibly cheap and a lazy way of giving a chance of having a story to the other protagonists. As if the writers just thought the idea of Copper wanting to sing in the group only sounded bad on paper, but when it gets out on DVD release, it's bound to be a hit. Well, it made $20 million in DVD sales, this is what it says, on a budget of $24 million. Compared to Bambi 2, which made $114 million on a plot about a father trying to relocate his son to a different home because of his own insecurities. Animation? Kinda clunky. Okay, I know it's better than what most people can do, but I'm willing to bet there was a little truancy happening under the table. Yeah, truancy's just for school, isn't it? Shoot. The characters were very interesting. I didn't take to them at all, but I can maybe see how others would like them. The voice actors were alright. Harrison Ford did a great job as the voice of Copper, previously done by the Goonies' Corey Feldman. Then everybody else was as good as you expect of movie stars who have all had this experience in tons of roles before. It's a pretty spot-on cast altogether. The movie, however, it's bad. Rating it, I give it a 2.84. Why so specific? I don't know. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. No, a literal thumbs up. Do it in real life. Just forget about the button and yeah.